Hello, beautiful stars. Courtney here, Stars of the Morning Light. And this is a retelling of a Mexican folktale, A Boy and His Donkey. So this also is dedicated to a good friend of mine, Jovita. Happy birthday, Jojo. Love you, my dear. I first heard this story close to 30 years ago from a amazing human, Lido. He was a boss of mine, and I heard this folk tale differently than how we normally would hear folk tales, as in around a fire pit or at the kitchen table drinking coffee or even on a long drive. I was actually working. I was waiting tables at Denny's, and beloved Lido, who was an amazing storyteller. Oh, amazing storyteller and a beautiful human. Highly intelligent, caring soul. He was just wonderful. I came in that day and I clearly was not my usual self. And Lido walked up to me as I was clocking in and he said, "What's wrong, Cornelia?" Which is what I was called for a long time. And if you are Hispanic and you want to call me Cornelia, that's fine. I will answer to that. And I don't even remember what was going on, but I'm sure the 16-year-old Courtney said something like, F all these people. All right? Forget all these people. Just forget all of this crazy. And he looked at me and said, "You can't do everything, Courtney." And I'm sure I gave him a look back of, "Who are you talking to? I can do everything. Do you know who I am?" Yeah, and Lito just walked away smiling. Well, about an hour into my shift of waiting tables and getting drinks and food and taking orders and running around, it's Denny's, I think, on a Saturday. So, yes, I was very busy. He walks up to me and he says, "Do you know the story of the boy and his donkey?" And I just shake my head at Lito and I said, "No, Lito, I don't know the story." And he proceeds to tell me the story. And it took like 2 or 3 hours. And I think that's why it's stuck in my memory so much, is because he was feeding me this beautiful folk tale in small little doses for something for me to think about and chew on as I'm working, so I'm not thinking about whatever was bothering me. So this is from Lido, an amazing human. Thank you, dear friend. I wish you well wherever you are. This is The Boy and His Donkey. Many, many moons ago, in a small village in Mexico, a boy was tilling his garden, working very hard to turn that soil. The year before, the entire village did not do well with their crops. And if they don't do well with their crops, it causes great issues amongst the community. So this young man was determined to figure out what had gone wrong. And he's tilling and he's tilling, and it's hard soil to work with. And as he's sweating in the hot sun, a donkey walks up to him. And he kind of shoos the donkey away, but the donkey doesn't leave. So he takes a pause and he drinks some water and he gives the donkey some water. And then he shoos the donkey away again, and the donkey doesn't leave. So eventually he just stops. All that he's doing, and he kind of yells at the donkey, "What are you doing here? You're not mine." And the donkey moves closer. So the boy then pauses and says, "Wait a minute, are you mine? Are you a gift that has been sent to me? Are you mine?" And the donkey moves closer. So this young man is thinking, "Oh my goodness, there's a donkey. Now, there had not been a donkey in this village for over a decade. And as we all know, donkeys are great animals to help us in all of our projects. It's one of the best tools we can have, especially in gardening and hauling. And this entire community had not seen one or had one in the village for over a decade. So the boy got very excited. He just said, this is a gift. This is my donkey. He got very excited and he wrapped a rope around the donkey's neck and started walking towards the center of village, screaming out, I have a donkey! I have a donkey! Everyone, I have a donkey! And the village people started coming out and looking. Where'd this donkey come from? Is it your donkey? It's a gift. It's a gift. It's mine. Oh my goodness, we can use this donkey. And one of the elderly men, examined the donkey, made sure that there were no markings on the donkey, that there was no way of any of us knowing where this donkey came from. So clearly it came to the boy. The universe sent the most precious gift. And another elderly man said, Hey, can you use that donkey to till my field as well? And of course, the boy agreed. This donkey can do the work. So he begins to till this old man's garden. And while he's doing that, another villager came up and asked the same question. Can you till mine? And then another one, and then another one. All day, that boy went around with his donkey and tilled everybody's garden. The village was so happy. And when night came and he's finally walking back to his own home, his garden, he notices he never actually tilled his own. So, with kind of a deep sigh, as he's walking inside, he just said, Okay, tomorrow I will till my own garden. So the next day, this boy wakes up, the sun is shining, he's excited, he's gonna till his garden, he's gonna get so much work done. He helped the village, everything is going to change. And when he opens his door to go out and start his work, the villagers were standing outside quietly, waiting for him. What are you doing here? What do you need? And the villagers said, Hey, can you take our goods into town to sell them at the market? The donkey can carry all of it. Can you just take all of our goods and go sell them? We haven't been able to do that in so long. It's so hard to get to market. Can you do that? Now, the next big town where the market is close to 20 miles away. So is it feasible? Can it be done? Yes. Does it take a long time? Yes. So the boy turned to everyone and said, I don't think there's time. We still have to load the donkey. And all the villagers said, Nope, we have everything right here. Let's load the donkey and you go ahead. So, of course, the boy agreed. And he and his donkey began to travel, began to travel the miles, walking to market, walking with his donkey, pausing every few ways to drink something. And about 10 miles from town, where the market is, he passed through another village. And that village, too, saw that he had a donkey. Oh my goodness. Where did this donkey come from? Are you going to market? Are you going to market? Can you take some of our goods? And the boy agreed. So now he was carrying goods on his back. His donkey was full on his back and towing a wagon. And the boy persisted. By the time he got to market, it was quite late. And so he was not able to sell everything. And all he could do was turn around and go back. He had to stop in that second village and tell people, I wasn't able to sell everything. I will try again. And as he finally gets to his own village, and it is dark night now, he hears a lot of commotion. A lot of commotion. What is happening? And he's walking into the center of village, and a young woman runs up to him. We need your donkey. We need your donkey. What happened? One of the villagers' house had burnt down while the boy was away. So they were able to put the fire out, and the men are now cutting down trees. But we need the donkey. We need the donkey to pull all the trees that the men were able to cut down while the boy was gone. He looks at his donkey, who is so tired, so tired, and he promises the donkey, this will be the last. This will be the last thing we do for others. This will be the last. We will tend to our garden tomorrow. We will relax. And he pats the donkey on the head. He removes all of the stuff that was unable to sell at market. And he starts strapping the logs for the donkey to pull. So all night, he's going back and forth with his donkey pulling these logs, pulling these logs. And he started thinking, why can't this wait until tomorrow? Why can't this wait until tomorrow? Why does it have to be done right now? My donkey will be here tomorrow as well. Oh, but I want to do my garden tomorrow. So we might as well just keep pushing through. Let's just keep pushing through. That donkey hauled many, many logs that night. And in the quiet hours of the morning, after everyone has fallen asleep in the village, he and his donkey finally went back home. He fed his donkey, he gave his donkey some water, and he said goodnight. The next morning, he woke up exhausted, exhausted, but he was determined to till his garden so he could have a good crop as well. He was determined. So with that thought in his mind, he got a breath of fresh air and rejuvenation, even though he's exhausted, and he walks out of his house smiling, thinking of the donkey, and he walks up and the donkey is laying there. The boy had then to bury the donkey. And after he was burying the donkey, he went back to his garden, tilling it with his own hands, as he did before the donkey came. And he was thinking, how could this be? I had such an amazing gift, one of the best tools, one of the best assets that we've seen for over a decade, and it's been lost. How can this even happen? And as he's working hard in his garden and tears are welling up, he thought in his mind, maybe I can't do everything for everyone. So thank you for listening. This was just a little folk tale retold as folk tales are supposed to be by memory and good times and cheer to learn, to grow from all different stories, as in we can't do it for everyone. Can't help everyone. Love y'all. Cheers.